Good afternoon. Happy Friday and welcome live and direct from the Frank Beck Chevrolet Studio Annex. It's Friday, and as I said, it's time for another edition of Time Out Over Time on the Time Out Over Time YouTube channel. As I said, live and direct from the Frank Beck Chevrolet Studio Annex. I'm Rick Arsenal. You know the drill if you haven't done so by now. Get down in the corner, smash that like and subscribe button. I can't thank you enough for watching and listening. Please tell your friends. And remember this. The next subscriber, by the way, it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. That's free. It doesn't cost you anything to see. I mean, the perk you get from subscribing is you get an alert every time I do one of these shows. You have the opportunity to watch it live or watch it at your own leisure. So, anyway, the next subscriber will be the winner. Just want to make that announcement. Now you're asking, well, what do we win? How about my undying gratitude? I can't thank you enough for watching and listening. Thank you very much. And we haven't been doing this show for that long a period of time, and we have well over 100 subscribers, and I'm overjoyed, overwhelmed by the amount of people who have subscribed. Don't think I don't appreciate it. I really do. Anyway, let's get baseball out of the way first. I don't want to go more than 20 minutes tonight. Tigers last night, and pretty much a must win, beat the Guardians 4-2. They hit 3 home runs. Jones and Perez and Riley. Yeah, just me, or the majority, every time the Tigers hit a home run, there's nobody on base. What's up with that? Last night, Riley Green hits a solo home run a mile, comes up there with the bases loaded and strikes out. The Tigers in that 3-game series with the Guardians struck out 38 times. Of course, that includes Tuesday night, I believe, when they struck out 19. Think about this too. If they don't get in, and I'll try to sort all this out for you as best I can, and simply as I can. It's a rather complicated when you look at all the different scenarios that could unfold. By the time we get to Sunday night, the playoffs start on Tuesday. If it hadn't been for that Twilight Zone like 6th inning Tuesday night with Skubal on the mound, maybe the Tigers would have taken 2 out of 3. And in that case, they wouldn't be tied with the Guardians right now. They'd have a 2-game lead with 3 games left. All right. This is as simple as I can put it at the moment. The Tigers and Guardians are both 86 and 73, but the Guardians, having won 8 of the 13 games this year, have the tiebreaker. Okay. That means if they finish in a tie with the Guardians will be declared the division champions, and the Tigers would be the wild card team. And in that case, when the playoffs start, the Tigers would have to go to, that's right, Cleveland. They're playing Boston this weekend in 3-game series, but they would have to go to Cleveland on Tuesday for a best-of-3 series. All 3 games would be played at Progressive Field in Cleveland. If the Tigers would win the division, and the Guardians are the wild card team, reverse the scenario. The Guardians will come to Detroit starting Tuesday for the best-of-3 series. All 3 games played at Comerica Park. That's one scenario. By the way, the Guardians are playing Texas this weekend in Cleveland. Rangers have nothing to play for. The Houston Astros are a game behind the Tigers for that 3rd wild card spot. Their last 3 games are in Anaheim starting tonight, late night. Again, this is for the third wild card. If the Astros were to lose tonight and the Tigers were to win tonight, the Tigers could clinch that third wild card spot. They'd rather win the division, but that's out of their hands right now. Okay, and their best shot at winning the division right now would be to sweep the Red Sox and hope that the Indians lose one game this weekend. In other words, what the Tigers have, folks, have no one to blame but themselves for being in this predicament that they're in right now. Okay, it's complicated, and we'll talk more about this tomorrow morning from 9 to 10 here locally on WCSR 92.1 FM with Andy and Jen, and try to sort all this out for you as best we can. And pardon me, as simply as we can. That's about as simple as I can put it, okay, without making things too complicated. We'll know by Sunday night about 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock who's in and who goes where and when, okay? Also, American League Central isn't the only one up for grabs right now. The American League East, you got the Yankees and the Blue Jays at a virtual tie for first place. So everything is coming right down to the wire. And again, this will all get sorted out by Sunday night. That's as best as I can tell you. Tigers start a 3-game series in Boston tonight. I believe Casey Mize is on the mound. Kudos to Troy Belton last night, you know. But if the Tigers were to begin and again, when Terrence Sturrock-Skubal pitches again depends on what the scenario is for Sunday afternoon. If the Tigers have clinched that wild card spot when they get to the game on Sunday afternoon, but they would have to win that game Sunday in order to have a shot at winning the division. If you're AJ Hinch, do you pitch Sturrock-Skubal on Sunday or hold him over for the opening game on Tuesday? I'm glad I don't have to make that decision. Oh, anyway, that's baseball. It's the best we can sort it out for you right now. Let's get our sponsors out of the way, our good sponsors out of the way here. Frank Beck Chevrolet on M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville. Wanted me to remind you that October is truck month. October 1st is what, Wednesday? Yeah, get in there starting Wednesday, all month, the entire month of October. You get a great deal on a truck at Frank Beck Chevrolet. Just remember, October is truck month at Frank Beck Chevrolet. 517-849-2886. Stop in there and see the guys on M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville and experience the Frank Beck Chevrolet difference. Chevrolet together, let's drive. Chevy Drive, Southern Michigan. And of course, Frank Beck Chevrolet is the #1 selling Chevrolet dealer in our immediate tri-state area. By the way, was it before we, well, anyway, we're also brought to you in part by Barrett Insurance on the corner of M99 and US 12 in downtown Jonesville, 517-849-1000. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. BarrettINS.com on the corner of M99 and US 12 in downtown Jonesville. That's BarrettINS.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. I neglected to mention too about the game last night. Maybe Will Vest has his confidence back now. Okay, I pointed out time and time again, as an athlete in baseball or football or any sport you're playing, if you start to doubt yourself just a little bit, if you're having some issues, times are rough, like they have been for Will Vest, that guy, if he lays awake at night doubting himself now, he's in a whole lot of trouble. He's in a whole heck of trouble. Last night, he looked like a different pitcher than what we've seen the last couple of weeks. Where was this Will Vest If we would have had last night's Will Best last week in that 10th inning of the first game against the Guardians, again, maybe he wouldn't be in this predicament right now. Anyways, he came in last night in the ninth inning, got the save by striking out the side and looking good in the process. So kudos to Will Best. So, as I said, this will all play out by Sunday night. Michigan and Michigan State football, they both have the weekend off, and I don't know how that happened either. How can both of these schools have a bye on the same weekend? I don't know how they could have had. A couple of featured games tomorrow. Big Ten showdown in Happy Valley between Oregon and Penn State. That's a must-watch, couple of must-watches. And also, I believe, is it tomorrow night, Alabama and Georgia? Got some good matchups tomorrow. The must-see TV tomorrow. So those are a couple of games to watch for tomorrow. Lions. The line started at 7.5 earlier in the week. It's up to 9.5 now. Lions plus 9.5. Depending on where you look, it could even be the Lions plus 10. There's been a lot of money coming in on the Lions this week, especially after that showing on Monday night. Pardon me. Anyway, some facts about the game. Joe Flacco, the Browns quarterback, as we speak, has the lowest passer rating after 3 weeks in the NFL. He's not real mobile. Browns don't have a very good offensive line, and they just lost their best lineman for the season with an ACL. The Lions sacked Lamar Jackson 7 times Monday night. 7 times. Or if they could put another 7 or 8 sacks on Joe Flacco on Sunday. We'll see. Week 12, how bad is the Browns? How impotent or anemic is the Browns offense? You got to go back to week 12 of last year, the last time the Browns have scored 20 points. Yeah, that's how anemic this offense is. Although they can run the ball. They can run the ball. I'm sure Kelvin Shepherd has installed another good game plan. I have all the faith in him. He's a great defensive coordinator, as is Jim Schwartz. This Browns defense is no joke. Jim Schwartz is a very good defensive coordinator, and that Browns front seven is the best anywhere. The last 2 games, the Lions have scored 90 points and they gained more than 900 yards. Pardon me. Last 2 games, 90 points, more than 900 yards. They haven't done that offensively. When was the last time they did that in a span of 2 games? 90 points, more than 900 yards. You got to go back to 1950. 75 years ago. That's back when the Lions were perennial champions. From the early to mid 50s, I have to go back and look it up. The Lions won 3 or 4 NFL championships. Of course, the league was a lot different back then. There were only 12 teams, and the season was over with by Christmas time. It's not anywhere like it is now. The game has undergone a complete revolution from then to now. Complete revolution. Some quick facts on that game, though. I've got a final score, predicted final score, but I'll save that for tomorrow with Jed and Andy. The Lions don't look too banged up for this game. Zach Cunningham, backup linebacker and special teams player, has been ruled out for tomorrow. Other than that, they look in pretty good shape physically. I don't see anybody who's been ruled out for Sunday's game. There's there are some good matchups this weekend. Sunday night, do the Cowboys have any chance at all of beating the Packers Sunday night in Dallas? I've gone through every different scenario to try to figure out if the Cowboys would have any chance at all of winning this game. Nah, I just don't see it. I think the Packers are 6.5-point favorites. I think, no. Of course, it'll be another raucous crowd at Ford Field at 1 o'clock on Sunday. But we've got the Eagles Bucks. That's a good matchup. Ravens. I think that's a 4:30 game out in Kansas City to play the Chiefs. Both teams come in 1-2. The losers 1-3, and probably not going to make the playoffs. Again, I'm going to save my pick on this game till tomorrow morning with Jed and Andy. We'll find out too how good Danny Dimes and the Indianapolis Colts are as they're out in LA to play the Rams. Not a good matchup. Looking forward to. So yeah, a lot of good matchups this week in the NFL that I am really looking forward to. I think we'll talk more about this game, the Lions and Browns. Oh, by the way, one last thing. Browns haven't won a game in Detroit in a long time. I mean, really long time. 42 years. Browns haven't won a game in Detroit in 42. Last time they beat the Lions in Detroit was 1983, and they were playing at the Silverdome back then. That's the last time the Browns won a game in Detroit. Okay. So if you want my prediction, you'll have to listen to us tomorrow morning. But obviously, I think the Lions will win. It's just a question whether or not they cover the spread or not. That's an awful lot of points. That's the second largest point spread for this weekend. Okay. We'll hash that out tomorrow morning with Jed and Eddie. I'm all done here. Okay. Again, I can't thank you enough for watching and listening. I do have a special announcement to make. You may or may not know, recently the Finish Line Family Restaurant in Hillsdale was sold. After decades of great service to, well, not just Hillsdale, but Hillsdale County, Lisa Slade is retiring. Can't thank her enough for providing us. She's won so many awards there for the best breakfast around, and we were going to miss her dearly. We really will. They're having a retirement party for her next Wednesday morning from 9 to noon at the restaurant. If you have a chance, get in there and say thank you and goodbye to Lisa for many, many years of, boy, I can't imagine her. Well, she's going to be missed, and it's going to take some time getting used to not seeing her in there anymore. But get in there, congratulate her on her retirement, and thank her for her many years of service to our community. Lisa, you will be missed. Thank you. I also like to announce too that a week from Monday, October the 6th, the Finish Line Family Restaurant will be open 3 nights a week for dinner. Monday night, Thursday night, and Friday night. I'll keep reminding you of that the closer we get to it. But so that's Monday night, Thursday night, and Friday night. Finish Line Family Restaurant will be open for dinner, and that's a good thing. So, like I said, if you have a chance, get in there on Wednesday, October the 1st. Get there between 9 and noon, and just say goodbye and thank you and congratulations to Lisa. That's it. I think we're done here. I'll talk to you all again on Monday. Enjoy all the football this weekend. Great time of year. Saturday and Sunday, both days from noon to midnight, we've got football. Does it get any better than that? No, it doesn't. So until Monday, I'll talk to you all again. And of course, tomorrow morning with Andy and Jed, the Time Out Show here locally on WCSR 92.1 FM from 9 to 10. So talk to, give us a listen tomorrow morning. We've certainly got a lot to talk about. So until Monday, I bid you all a very pleasant good weekend. Again, I can't thank you enough for watching and listening. Remember, please treat each other with respect. So until Monday, I simply say enjoy your weekend. Good night, everybody, and go Lions. Thank you. Bye-bye.